country bravely and had the internal battle scars to prove it.
But I could see the depression in his eyes.
But did his country let him down?
He didn't really receive top-notch care. He really didn't.
Questions of care at the James A. Haley V.A. hospital. 8 on Your Side investigates this mother's claim that the hospital is a graveyard. And that mother of a U.S. Army soldier claims the military sent her son to fight a war without ammunition.
8 on Your Side senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews shows us the battleground was the James A. Haley Veterans Hospital in Tampa.
This mom claims her quadriplegic son received substandard care, contracted infections, and lived in unsanitary conditions. Monty Reinhardt has a bone to pick with James A. Haley Veterans Hospital, specifically the Spinal Cord Injury Center. Her son, Army Specialist Robert Bradford, was a patient at Haley for 3 years.
He didn't really receive top-notch care. He really didn't.
So earlier this year, she fired off a letter to VA Secretary Robert McDonald complaining of unsafe staffing levels, no respect for sanitation practices, pointing out Robert's gums are near rotten.
When I would brush his teeth and I would not be rough, the toothbrush would be bloody.
She wrote, Robert contracted a new infection weekly.
He would have a UTI, and a couple of times it would get to the point where it was just flat out red.
Haley would not provide anyone to speak on camera, but in an email, it admits there's about a 9% nursing vacancy rate in the Spinal Cord Injury Center. Haley contends its infection rates are lower than the national average. 3 other families who did not want to go public told me that once their loved ones left Haley, their frequency of infections dropped. Robert arrived at Haley in May 2012. He suffered paralysis from a gunshot wound to the neck. Robert did 2 tours in Iraq, a 3rd in Afghanistan. It wasn't an enemy bullet that turned him into a quadriplegic. Suffering invisible wounds from post-traumatic stress disorder, he attempted suicide in 2011. By the time he arrived in Tampa, Robert ate a regular diet, moved about the grounds with his power chair, and went on outings every day. His condition deteriorated. Monty wrote McDonald she wanted her son out of this graveyard. In May, Robert underwent kidney surgery. Shortly afterward, he went into septic shock.
You're doctors, you're nurses, and you're looking at his lab work, and you don't know that he has a UTI? You don't know that he's septic? Really?
Now, all she has are memories and this message for her son.
I'm sorry I didn't get to bring you home, because I could have taken care of you way better.
A spokesperson for Haley says that while there is a nursing shortage, the hospital pays nurses to work overtime. The hospital, it claims, would never put patients at risk. In the Tampa News Center, Steve Andrews, News Channel 8.